everybody, this is Health Coach Nancy, and today I want to talk to you about flea and tick prevention and our pets. It is now summertime here in New Jersey, and many of us are very concerned about our pets contracting fleas and ticks, and there definitely is room for concern there. So I've had experiences and I want to share them with you and what I do now, and we'll see if we can get our pets healthier so that they're not suffering with getting fleas and having any type of diseases caused by ticks. So one of the things I wanted to go over with you is, first of all, a flea. Let's talk about fleas. Fleas feed on the blood and can cause a lot of skin irritations. And a lot of the skin irritation is actually due to the saliva of the flea, and fleas are very, very, very small, but man, they are pesky and they are difficult to get rid of. I once pet sat for someone and they brought their dog to my home completely infested with fleas. I didn't discover it until the day after the dog was there. So at that point, my dogs were they were sharing fleas. I had to treat my home. The poor dog was so infested. His belly was raw from the dermatitis and all the skin irritations that it caused. So it's definitely a concern, and it definitely wreaks havoc, and it's a pain in the neck, let me tell you. We want to make sure that we're doing everything possible to not have to go through that. Now, I then did treat my pets with the options that were available to me, the very toxic options that were available. I was not aware of anything healthier or more natural in order to get rid of the fleas. And quite honestly, the infestation then was so bad, I'm not sure if I would have used a more natural basis that would have been presented to me, to be honest with you. So I don't want to go through that again, and I certainly don't want any of my viewers here to go through that, because we know we love our pets and we want to care for them as best as we can. Fleas also flourish in warm temperatures. I treat my pets once the weather starts breaking, as we're going into the spring. And I continue to treat them probably until like November. Depending on the weather. We get an Indian summer and have a breakout of warm weather, then I will continue to treat. Otherwise, usually around that time, I will stop it until the weather breaks again for the spring. Fleas are typically not attracted to a healthier pet, so a healthier, clean pet. So I would encourage you to clean your pet, make sure they're getting bathed. Combing them, brushing them is also very important. And I know that we have to be careful in the shampoos we're also using on our pets. I could do another video on that and what to look for, and even how to make your own pet shampoo. The other thing is, you want to, just like I said, you want to continuously brush them and making sure that there isn't anything on them. Use a flea comb, making sure there's no flea dirt. You can actually see it on the comb if there are any fleas. The other thing is, fleas are typically not drawn to pets who have a high immune system. If their immune system is intact and they have a very strong immune system. Most of the fleas and ticks will not be attracted to a pet like that. So I encourage you to please utilize the high premium foods. Learn how to read the labels. That is also very, very important, and something that I'm recently learning. And perhaps I'll do a video on that. If you guys want to see a video on that, I'd be more than happy to do one. I myself use a raw food. I give my pets raw food. It's raw meat diet. I use a company called Stella and Chewy's. I add some vegetables in it, some raw broccoli. I give them string beans. I give them salt-free sardines. I give them that. I give them pumpkin. Berries. So my pets are fed very well with premium stuff, because I just happen to think that they're worth it. So also Ticks. So let's talk about ticks. Ticks, as we know, they transmit disease. They feed very slowly. So it's very easy for them to transmit disease. And the most well-known disease that we know of is Lyme. There's other diseases out there. They would think there was like 6 of them, the articles that I read. But we are more familiar with Lyme, and that is definitely a concern for us as well as our 4-legged loved ones. So the spot-on treatments, they are very, very toxic. I remember one of my dogs, Columbo, I would put this is before I knew what I knew, but I would put his topical treatment on, and you know what? He responded so horribly. His eyes would bulge. He would be uncomfortable, not just for that moment, not just for the day. Sometimes he would be uncomfortable for days. So it got to the point where, you know how they tell you to do it at the nape of the neck and you go all the way down to the tail. Well, it got to the point he responded so negatively to it that I would only put it on the base of the tail and kind of use my hands to push up like that, to kind of get it around his body. But even with that, he suffered, and I did not know that there were other options. He really suffered. So the let's go over the ingredients and what is in the topical. I didn't look up a whole lot of information on the oral treatments. I did see an article where this man gave his cat the oil treatment, and his cat the oral treatment, and his cat died within a couple of hours. From what I'm understanding, with those oral treatments, you have to give them, they just kill the adult fleas. They don't kill the eggs or the larvae or anything like that. So it's something that you have to give on a routine basis. But let's go over the topical, because that, I think it's the most popular and it's most available, because not only can you get it from your veterinarian, but you can go to Walmart, you can go to CVS, and it's just available. There's different brands available. So according to the EPA's pesticide division, they have found that the active ingredient fipronil in frontline remains in a pet's system with the potential for nervous system and thyroid toxicity. Tests on laboratory animals resulted in thyroid cancer and altered thyroid hormones, liver and kidney toxicity, reduced fertility, and convulsions. Frontline's website creates the impression that the product stays in the oil glands of the skin, but the studies showed that in fact it does enter into the body and into the organ system. So it's something that's very toxic that's actually going into the organs. Advantage contains the active ingredient of imidacloprid. I'm probably not saying this correctly, but I'll spell it imidacloprid. In laboratory studies, imidacloprid has been found to increase cholesterol levels in dogs, cause thyroid lesions, create liver toxicity, and has the potential for damaging the liver, heart, lungs, spleen, adrenals, brain, and gonads. As a neurotoxin, it can cause incoordination along with labored breathing and muscle weakness. And that was one of the things Columbo suffered too. He had labored breathing, and he seemed to be kind of not coordinated for a little while. When he would see me come with that topical thing, man, he would run. He knew. And I would even give it to him outside in the air and not in a closed, confined space. And even with that, it just wasn't good for him. When this drug was tested after its introduction in 1994, researchers found increase in the frequency of birth defects when it was tested on rats, mice, and dogs. Pyrethroids is another ingredient that's in the topical solutions, and it's also been accounted for more than half of the major pesticide pet reactions, including brain damage, heart attacks, and seizures. Permethrin has been implicated as a carcinogenic insecticide causing lung cancer and liver tumors in laboratory animals. So there are safe alternatives for our pets. But before I go into that, if you've been giving your pet topical treatments, and you are concerned about that, one of the things that you can do is you can give your pet milk thistle. Work with your holistic veterinarian to see about what your dosage should be. Milk thistle actually detoxifies the liver. I myself even use it to make sure that my liver stays detoxified from any of the environmental issues that we're having in the air, or anything that I might eat that I should not have, which is rare. But it's a natural liver detoxifier, and it is safe for your pets as well. So make sure that you're checking with your veterinarian. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just telling you some information that you can avail yourself to, and asking your veterinarian. So that's one of the things that you can do to detoxify your pet's liver. So one of the things, I'll show you what I use now that I know. And this is called Pest Be Gone. I use this. This is made, this is also made for cats as well. My cats do not go outside, so I do not have the need to spray them. My pets, my dogs, they go out 2 to 3 times a day. And now that it's summertime, I do spray them. Now, I will tell you, when you're using something more natural, you have to be more consistent with it. With the topical, we're used to just putting it on, putting in the calendar when we have to put it on again, and we forget it. With the more natural products, you have to be more consistent, meaning every day. I don't spray my dogs every time they go out, but they do get sprayed once a day. You don't have to soak them. I just kind of get on their feet, and from the feet I kind of even use my hand to kind of wet them. I don't soak them. This will last me probably 2 summers. By the way, I also use this on myself. It's very safe. I'll go over what the ingredients are. It's purified water, clover leaf oil, sassafras oil, cinnamon oil, citronella oil, eucalyptus oil, lemongrass oil, tea tree oil, sage oil. So very safe, very effective. Now, since I've been using this product, I will tell you I did get fleas once, but that is because I did not spray. I think it was like 3 days before I realized, oh shucks, I didn't spray. So that's why I'm telling you, you have to be more consistent. I will put a link on the bottom where you can get this. It's worked very well for me. Also, and with the same company that I've gotten that, they have this other product. It's called Outdoor Buzz Mist. This now has plant-derived minerals, Dead Sea salt. It's got chamomile. I have to take it's so small. Roman chamomile, distilled water. It's got witch hazel, cedar leaf essential oil, cypress essential oil, citronella essential oil. So this as well you can use on yourself. So that has really worked out very, very well for me. I have no issues, and it's very inexpensive, those products. So I'll put the link of where I get that and the item number. You can go in and take a look at what is available to you. The other thing you can do, and let me get the right wording for this, is you can purchase Diatomaceous Earth, and that is a powder. And you can put it right on, you sprinkle right on your pet's spine, and you can put that around in your house too. It's very safe. You can get it from Amazon, and you can just use that as well, as if you're really, really concerned about making sure that you don't get any fleas. And it's definitely a concern. Trust me, you don't really want to have a flea infestation. I will never forget that moment. When that pet was brought to my house full, I mean absolutely full of fleas. When I took him to get cleaned up and I took him to PetSmart to get flea dip. They said that he had the worst case of fleas that they've ever seen. The poor thing. But the other thing now is fresh garlic. That again has been some controversial. Some veterinarians think it's toxic. Garlic is toxic for pets. Other veterinarians think that it's not. I have given my pets garlic in the past, and I've never had a problem. So geranium and lemongrass essential oil, if you're interested in that as well, you can do that. You can put some on your hand and just kind of put it over their body. Lemongrass and geranium oil is safe for dogs as well. And but be careful where you're getting your essential oils from. I get essential oils from the same place I get my flea sprays from, and so you might want to take a look at that as well. So tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing with your pet that has been effective, something that's natural and effective. We want to hear from you, and so that we can all help each other out, because we love our animals. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel. There's many of us who know pet lovers and who may need this information. So please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you at the top. Everybody have a great day.